अस्सलाम वालेकुम स्टूडेंट्स। होप यू आर फाइन। स्टूडेंट्स, आज हम बायो क्लास 11 चैप्टर नंबर 8 एक्सरसाइज लॉन्ग क्वेश्चन आंसर्स पढ़ेंगे। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट। फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन है हमारे पास, लिस्ट डायग्नोस्टिक फीचर्स शेयर्ड बाय ऑल प्लांट्स with emphasis on alternation of generation. Alternation of generation, plants exhibit a life cycle that alternates between two distinct generations. Sporophyte, diploid, produces spore through meiosis, while gametophyte, haploid generation, which produce gametes through mitosis. Next is cell wall. Plant cells have rigid cell wall composed of cellulose, hemicellulose, and pectin. Chloroplast. Plants have chloroplast organelles responsible for photosynthesis. Vascular tissue. Most plants have vascular tissue, xylem and phloem, for water and nutrient transport. Roots, stem and leaves. Plants have these three basic organs, although some may be modified or reduced. Photosynthesis. Plants undergo photosynthesis using light energy to produce glucose and oxygen. Next is embryonic development. Plants develop from embryos which form during reproduction. Growth from meristems. Plants grow from meristematic tissue where cells divide and differentiate. Response to stimuli. Plants respond to environmental stimuli such as light, temperature, and touch. Reproduction. Plants reproduce either by producing seeds or by producing vegetative offspring. The alternation of generation is a unique and fundamental aspect of plants' life cycle, allowing for genetic diversity and adaptation to changing environments. Next is, describe general characteristics of bryophytes. Bryophytes, also known as non-vascular plants, group of small, simple plants that lack true vascular tissue, xylem and phloem. Here are general characteristics of bryophytes. First one is small size. Bryophytes are typically small, ranging from few millimeter to few centimeter in height. Non-vascular, they lack true vascular tissue, relying on diffusion and osmosis for water and nutrient transport. Simple leaves. Bryophyte leaves are simple, usually one cell layer thick, and often lack true stem and root. Root-like structures. Bryophytes have rhizoids, which are root-like structures that anchor the plant but don't absorb water and nutrients. Spore production. Bryophytes reproduce via spores produced in sporangia, spore-producing organs. Alternation of generation. Bryophytes exhibit the alternation of generation with a dominant gametophyte phase and a smaller sporophyte phase. Moist environment. Bryophytes thrive in moist environment such as forest, grassland, and wetland. No true flowers or seeds. Bryophytes do not produce true flowers or seeds. Simple growth habits. Bryophytes often grow in dense clusters or mats with simple branching patterns. Examples of bryophytes include mosses, liverworts, and hornworts. These plants play important ecological roles such as stabilizing soil, providing habitat for small animals, and contributing to nutrient cycling. Next question is, describe life cycle of moss. The life cycle of moss, a type of bryophyte, consists of two main stages, gametophyte and sporophyte. First of all, we discuss gametophyte stage, which is haploid spore germination. A moss spore germinates producing a protonema, a thread-like structure. Protonema growth. The protonema grows branching into mat of tiny filaments, leafy gametophyte. The protonema develops into a leafy gametophyte consisting of tiny leaves and stem. Gamete production. The gametophyte produces gametes in specialized organs called antheria and archegonia. Next is sporophyte stage, which is diploid fertilization. Sperm fertilize eggs, forming zygotes. Sporophyte development. Zygote develop into sporophyte consisting of foot, seta, and capsule. Spore production. Sporophyte produce spores in capsule. Spore dispersal. Mature spores are released from capsule dispersing into environment. Key features. The gametophyte stage is dominant while sporophyte is dependent on gametophyte. Mosses exhibit alternation of generation with gametophyte and sporophyte stages alternating. Spores are produced in sporophyte while gametes are produced in gametophyte stage. This life cycle allows mosses to adapt to changing environments, ensuring their survival and success in various ecosystems. Next is explain the land adaptation of bryophyte. Bryophytes such as mosses and liverworts have evolved several adaptations to survive and thrive in land environments, such as first of all water retention. Bryophytes have a thick cuticle to prevent water loss, and they can absorb water from air, soil, or rain. Rhizoids. Instead of true roots, bryophytes have rhizoids which anchor them to substrate, allowing for water and nutrient uptake. Small size. Bryophytes' compact size reduce water loss and allows them to grow in dense clusters, creating a humid microclimate. Leaf structure. Bryophyte leaves are typically small, simple, and often have a waxy coating to reduce water loss. Next is spore dispersal. Bryophytes produce spores that can withstand desiccation and are dispersed by wind, water, or animals. Tolerance to desiccation. Many bryophytes can survive drying out and revive when water becomes available. Mycorrhizal associations. Some bryophytes form relationships with fungi which aid in nutrient uptake. Specialized reproductive structures. Bryophytes have evolved specialized structures for reproduction such as archegonium and etheridium. Adaptation to light. Bryophytes often grow in shade areas or have adapted to low light conditions. Next is ability to form mats and cushions. Bryophytes can form dense mat and cushion which help retain moisture and protect them from extreme temperature. These adaptations enable bryophyte to thrive in wide range of terrestrial environments from Arctic tundras to tropical forest. Next is describe general characteristics of vascular plants. Vascular plants, also known as tracheophytes, group of plants which have evolved to transport water, nutrients and sugars throughout their bodies using specialized vascular tissues. Here are the general characteristics of vascular plants. First of all, vascular tissue. Presence of xylem, water and mineral transport, and phloem, sugar and nutrient transport tissues. True leaves. Vascular plants have leaves with veins which are actually vascular tissues. True stems. Vascular plants have stems which provide structural support and transport material. True roots. Vascular plants have true roots that absorb water and nutrients from soil. Cuticle, a waxy layer on leaves and stems to prevent water loss. Lignin, a complex organic compound which provides structural support and rigidity to cell wall. Secondary growth, ability to grow in diameter through the production of secondary xylem and phloem tissues. Reproductive structures, vascular plants produce flowers, fruits and seed. Heterospory, production of two types of spores, microspores and megaspores. Alternation of generation. Vascular plants exhibit alternation of generation with the dominant sporophyte diploid phase and a smaller gametophyte haploid phase. Examples of vascular plants include ferns, gymnosperms like conifers and angiosperms, flowering plants. These plants have evolved to thrive in a wide range of environments from aquatic to terrestrial ecosystem. Next question is list the characteristics of seedless vascular plants with examples of whisk fern, club mosses, horsetails ferns. Characteristics: vascular tissue, xylem and phloem present, no seed produced, reproduce via spores, no flowers or fruits, typically have true leaves, stem and root. Examples: whisk fern, xylotum, small, simple leaves, no true roots, rhizome-like stem, spores produced in syringia, clustered sporangia. Club mosses, Lycopodiaceae, small scale-like leaves. They have stem-like structures, microphyll spores. Their spores are produced in strobili, which are cone-like structures. Their examples include Lycopodium, Slaginella. Next are horsetails, equisetum. They have hollow, jointed stem. They have small, scale-like leaves. Their spores are produced in strawberry-like, cone-like structures. Their examples include Equisetum arvens, Equisetum telmetia. Next is ferns, Polypodiophyta. They have large complex leaves, fronds, true roots and stems are present. Their spores produced on underside of fronds, sori. Examples include Diopterus, Thyrium, Osmunda. These seedless vascular plants are often found in damp, shaded environments and play important ecological role in respective habitats. Next is describe life cycle of fern adiantum. The life cycle of fern adiantum consists of two stages, diploid sporophyte and haploid gametophyte. First we will discuss sporophyte. Mature fern plant, the sporophyte is dominant stage, producing spore on the underside of its frond's leaves. Sporangia formation. Sporangia, spore producing organs, develop on frond, margins or underside. Spore production. Sporangia produce spores through meiosis. Spore dispersal. Mature spores are released into air, dispersing away from the parent plant. Next is gametophyte stage, which is haploid spore germination. A spore germinate producing a tiny flat green gametophyte which is known as prothallus. Prothallus growth. The gametophyte grows developing rhizoids which are root-like structures and producing organs. Next is the gametophyte produces antheridia and archegonia. Fertilization. Sperm from antheridia fertilize eggs in the archegonia, forming zygote. Zygote development. The zygote develops into a young sporophyte which will grow into mature fern plant. Key features: alternation of generation. The fern life cycle alternates between diploid sporophyte and haploid gametophyte stages. Independent gametophyte. The gametophyte stage is independent, photosynthetic, and produces its own nutrients. Homosporous adiantum ferns produce one type of spore which develop into gametophyte. The life cycle allows ferns to adapt to various environments, ensure their continued survival and success. Next question is, describe vascular plants as successful land plants. Vascular plants are considered successful land plants due to their ability to transport water and nutrients. Vascular tissue, xylem and phloem enable efficient transport of water, nutrients and sugars throughout plant. Support large body size. Vascular plants can grow tall and large, allowing them to compete for light and resources. Conserve water. Cuticles, stomata, and root help regulate water loss and uptake, adapt to diverse environment. Muscular plants thrive in various habitats, from aquatic to arid environment. Next is reproduce effectively. Production of spores, seeds, or fruit ensures successful reproduction and dispersal. Evolve complex structures. Vascular plants have developed complex leaves, stems, roots, and reproductive organs, form symbiotic relationship. Associations with fungi, mycorrhizae, and bacteria enhance nutrient uptake, respond to stimuli. Vascular plants exhibit tropisms, nestic movements, and other responses to environmental stimuli. Diversity and speciate. Vascular plants have radiated into numerous species, occupying various ecological niches, dominate terrestrial ecosystem. Vascular plants form the basis of many food webs and shape their environments through their growth and activities. Their success can be attributed to the evolution of vascular tissues, roots, and leaves which enable them to exploit a wide range of terrestrial environments and resources. Next question is, summarize importance of seedless vascular plants. Seedless vascular plants such as ferns, horsetails, and club mosses play important role in ecosystem and have significant contributions. Ecological roles. They inhabit various environments from tropical rain forests to Arctic tundras and from base of many food webs. Soil stabilization. Their roots hold soil in place, preventing erosion and landslide. Nutrient cycling. They contribute to nutrient cycling through decomposition and nutrient uptake, water filtration. Seedless vascular plants help maintain water quality by filtering and absorbing excess nutrients. Habitat creation. They provide shelter and habitat for various animals, from insects to large vertebrates. Next is evolutionary significance. They share a common ancestor with seed plants and have evolved unique characteristics. Medicinal and economic uses. Some species have medicinal properties or are used in horticulture and craft, indicator of environmental health. Seedless vascular plants can serve as indicator of air and water pollution. Food source. Some species are edible and serve as food source for human and wildlife. Next is biodiversity. They contribute to the richness and diversity of ecosystem, making them more resilient and adaptable. These plants have adapted to various environments and play a vital role in maintaining healthy ecosystem, making them an essential part of natural world. Next question is describe general characteristics of spermatophytes. Spermatophytes, also known as seed plants, are a group of vascular plants which produce seed. The general characteristics of spermatophytes include first one is production of seed. Spermatophytes produce seed which are embryonic plants enclosed in a seed coat. Next is flowers and fruits. Most spermatophytes produce flowers which contain reproductive organs and fruits which develop from ovary of a flower. Vascular tissue. Spermatophytes have vascular tissues element flowing for transport of water, nutrient and sugar. Next is true leaf, stem and root. Spermatophytes have true leaves, stem and root which provide structural support and facilitate photosynthesis. Heterospory. Spermatophytes produce two types of spore, microspore and megaspore. Endosperm development. Spermatophytes develop endosperm, a nutrient-rich tissue which nourishes the developing seedling. Next is diversity of growth habits. Spermatophytes exhibit a wide range of growth habits from herbaceous plants to trees and vines. Next is adaptation to various environments. Spermatophytes have adapted to diverse environments from aquatic to arid ecosystems. Examples of spermatophytes include gymnosperms like conifers, cycads, and ginkgos, angiosperms which include flowering plants like monocots and dicots. Sporophytes are the dominant plant group on Earth with over 400,000 known species and play a crucial role in ecosystem as primary producer and provider of food, shelter, and habitat for various organisms. Next question is describe general characteristics and uses of gymnosperms. Gymnosperms are a group of seed-producing plants which include conifers, cycads, and ginkgos. The general characteristics of gymnosperms are first one is seed production. Gymnosperms produce seed but not flowers or fruit. Next seeds are exposed, not enclosed in ovary or fruit. Cones. Reproductive structures are cones which produce spores or seed. Vascular tissues. Gymnosperms have vascular tissue, xylem and phloem for transport of water, nutrients and sugars. Next is evergreen or deciduous. Gymnosperms can be evergreen, keep leaves year-round or deciduous, shed leaves seasonally. Simple leaves. Leaves are typically simple, needle-like or scale-like. Resin production. Many gymnosperms produce resin, a sticky substance used for defense. Next question is, next is uses of gymnosperms. Timber and wood products. Conifers are a primary source of lumber, paper, and pulp products. Ornamental plant. Many gymnosperms are cultivated for their beauty and used in landscaping. Food and spices. Some gymnosperms like pines and cedars produce edible seed and used as spices. Medicinal uses. Gymnosperms have been used in traditional medicine for various purposes. Ecological importance. Gymnosperms provide habitat, food, and shelter for numerous animals and insects. Examples of gymnosperms include conifers, pines, spruces, firs, cycads, cycas, zamia, ginkgo, ginkgo biloba. Gymnosperms play a significant role in ecosystem and human society, providing valuable resources and serving as an important component of natural environment. Next question is define angiosperms and explain the difference between monocot and dicots. Angiosperms are a group of flowering plants which produce seeds enclosed in ovary. We develop into fruit. They are the largest and most vast group of plants with over 400,000 known species. The main difference between monocots and dicots is the number of cotyledons, seed leaves, present in the seedling. Monocots, they have one cotyledon. Monocots have a single seed leaf, parallel veins. Leaves have parallel veins, fibrous roots. Roots are fibrous and adventitious. Stem, vascular tissue. Vascular tissue is scattered throughout the stem. Examples include grasses, lilies, orchids, palms. Next are dicots. They have two cotyledons. I mean, they have two seed leaves, net-like veins. Leaves have net-like veins, taproot. Roots typically have a taproot, stem, vascular tissue. Vascular tissue is arranged in ring. डाइकार्ड्स में जो वस्कुलर टिश्यू है वो रिंग में अरेंज हुआ था, जबकि मोनोकार्ड्स में वो स्कैटर हुआ होता है. ठीक है. Examples include roses, daisies, tomatoes, oak trees. Other differences between monocots and dicots include leaf arrangement, stem structure, flower structure, root development. Next question is describe the life cycle of a flowering plant. The life cycle of flowering plant, also known as angiosperm, consists of following stages. First one is seed germination. A seed began to grow, developing root and shoot. Seedling. The seedling emerge consisting of two seed leaves, cotyledon and a stem. Vegetative growth. The plant grows leaves, stem and root, producing a vegetative body. Flower formation. Flowers develop from buds containing anthers and ovaries reproductive organs. Next is pollination. Pollen from the anthers is transferred to ovaries allowing fertilization to occur. Fertilization. Pollen fertilize ovary forming a zygote. Fruit and seed development. The ovary develops into a fruit containing seed. Seed dispersal. Mature seeds are dispersed from the fruit. Dormancy. Seeds enter a dormant phase awaiting favorable conditions for germination. Germination again. The cycle starts anew as seeds germinate, beginning the next generation. The life cycle can vary in duration depending on factors like plant species, environment, and climate. Flowering plants have evolved diverse strategies to adapt to their ecosystem, ensuring their survival and reproduction. Next question is explain how the life cycle of an angiosperm demonstrates an adaptation of angiosperms on land. The life cycle of an angiosperm demonstrates adaptation for success on land in several ways. First of all, seed coat protection. Seeds have a protective coat allowing them to survive harsh environmental conditions. Dormancy. Seeds can enter dormancy, enabling them to wait for favorable conditions for germination. Root development. Angiosperms develop extensive root system, anchoring them and absorbing water and nutrients from soil. Vascular tissue. Angiosperm possesses vascular tissue, xylem and phloem, enabling efficient water and nutrient transport. Next is stomata and cuticle. Leaves have stomata for gas exchange and a cuticle to prevent water loss. Flowers and pollination. Flowers attract pollinators, increasing reproductive success. Fruit and seed dispersal. Fruits and seeds are adapted for dispersal by wind, water, and animals expanding their range. Symbiotic relationships. Angiosperms form relationships with fungi, mycorrhizae, and bacteria, enhancing nutrient uptake. These adaptations enable angiosperms to thrive on land, exploiting resources and environment in diverse ways. Their life cycle reflects a complex interplay of survival strategies, ensuring their dominance in terrestrial ecosystem. Next question is describe significant benefits of angiosperm for humans. Angiosperms are flowering plants have immense significance and benefits for humans including food. Angiosperms provide a variety of crops, fruits, vegetables and grain serving as primary food source. Next is medicine. Many angiosperms are source of medicinal compounds such as antibiotics, painkillers and cancer treatment. Oxygen production. Angiosperms undergo photosynthesis producing oxygen essential for human life. Next is shelter and building material. Trees and other angiosperms provide lumber, fuel and construction material. Fiber and textiles. Angiosperms like cotton, flax, and hemp yield fibers for clothing and other textiles. Next is ornamental value. Flowers, shrubs, and trees are cultivated for beauty, recreation, and mental well-being. Next is soil erosion prevention. Angiosperm roots hold soil in place, preventing erosion and landslides. Next is water cycling. Angiosperms play a crucial role in water cycle, influencing local climate and weather patterns. Sportive biodiversity. Sport biodiversity. Angiosperms provide habitat, food, and shelter for diverse animal and insect populations. Economic importance. Significantly to global economies through agriculture, forestry, and related industries. Climate regulation. Angiosperms help regulate Earth climate by absorbing carbon dioxide and storing carbon. Cultural significance. Angiosperms have cultural, spiritual, and symbolic meanings in various societies. Angiosperms are a vital component of human life, providing essential resources, supporting ecosystem, and contributing to our well-being and economies. So students, हमारे ये लॉन्ग क्वेश्चन कंप्लीट हो चुके हैं. Hopefully आपको समझ आ गए होंगे. If you have any doubt, you can ask in comment section. Please like, share, and subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you.